Like having a loyal girlfriend and ditching her for a hot one-night stand who ghosts you. You're left with nothing, and you go home with a hairy palm.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Floyd was built to be the villain.
Legend versus legend. So, I mean, that speaks for itself.
In boxing, what happens inside the ring is only half the story. The other half is a relentless battle of words, egos, and legacies fought outside the ropes. Recently,
Terence Crawford didn't have the wide-eye look. In fact, when he stepped from behind the tunnel and came out, he seemed to come alive when he saw the crowd. He looked up and he saw those people, and even though it was a pro-Canelo crowd, it looked like it woke him up. And then when I saw Canelo, what I noticed about him was that brother looked a lot different tonight than he did yesterday in his face. He was full-faced. His body looked like he put the weight on. During that first round, I mean, the first 2-3 seconds, they touched gloves and Crawford flicked 2 jabs at Canelo and kind of stood his ground. And I said, okay, we're going to have a real fight tonight.
That's how Floyd is. He's very.
Do you think he's the great? You think he's the greatest? One of the greatest.
Every
ever,
great fighter in the world says technically there's nobody better.
Yeah.
Every single,
easily the best counterpuncher. Of all time.
Every great fighter in the world says there's nobody better. But when you're talking about wins,
right?
Not the best heavyweight champ is Mike Tyson. Right. I think, right? Like the scariest guy because his force is just so strong.
It's insane.
Yeah,
but Logan having almost beat Floyd, that's got to put him in the top 3 greatest.
Oscar de la Hoya dropped a verbal bomb that sent shockwaves through the sport. His remarks didn't.
Floyd was built to be the villain. Floyd was built with his opponents that we put in front of him, from Miguel Cotto to everybody. He was the villain. And in a movie, you need the hero and a villain. And Floyd was the perfect villain. Mm-hmm. People love to hate him. And guess what? He made a whole career about it, and he's one of the greatest.
Do you think people tune in to watch greatness or tune in to watch him lose?
A lot of people tuned in to watch him lose, but a lot of people also tuned in to watch greatness.
I know the purist like yourself, people that's been around the boxing game, the fight game for an extended period of time, they understand who he is.
Sure.
But do you think the casual, the layperson realize how great he is?
I don't think so. I don't think.
Just revive an old feud. They pulled 2 of today's most dominant fighters into a storm of debate. The spark came from an unexpected place. Terence "Bud" Crawford had just achieved the impossible, cementing his legacy by dismantling Canelo Alvarez to become the first male boxer to claim undisputed titles in 3 weight classes. It was a defining triumph, a victory.
Wild, because if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring them. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to people.
That placed him firmly among the all-time greats. But in the moments after the fight, it was Canelo himself, the fallen warrior, who made the night's most explosive statement. One sentence was enough. The boxing world erupted as a debate that had lingered for years was suddenly forced into the spotlight, demanding everyone pick a side. That's when Oscar de la Hoya joined the discussion. Having faced Mayweather himself, his opinion
would have won Crawford or Mayweather, prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why? Just
because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen, and the ability that he has to switch. Fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
Carried rare weight, and he used it to silence Canelo's claim with ruthless precision. In an interview that went viral, De La Hoya flatly dismissed the idea that Crawford could.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, and or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
Compared to Money Mayweather, his stance was simple, sharp, and drawn from first-hand experience. He pointed to 2013, the masterclass where a prime Floyd Mayweather dismantled a youthful Canelo. I have to disagree, De La Hoya declared. Because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get touched at all. Not once. For De La Hoya, the evidence was undeniable. He clarified.
Okay, well, we're going to know in the least amount of fights. I didn't have to have 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
the greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
I think Mayweather is far more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me, but I truly feel that technically Mayweather is a better fighter. But De La Hoya's praise for Floyd comes wrapped in layered history. We must rewind to 2007, to the mega fight where De La Hoya himself clashed with Floyd Mayweather. It was a battle of titans that shattered pay-per-view records. De La Hoya, the Golden Boy, gave Mayweather one of the toughest fights of his career, losing in a razor-thin, controversial split decision. So when he praises Floyd today, it raises an intriguing question: is this truly objective analysis or a strategic play? By painting Mayweather as untouchable, De La Hoya simultaneously elevates his own legacy, making his near victory over Floyd appear even more remarkable. It's a subtle but clever way to remind fans of his greatness while undercutting the man who eventually took his place as boxing's biggest star. This wasn't simply a technical breakdown. It was the first shot in a far larger war. De La Hoya's comments weren't just about Mayweather or Crawford. They were a direct, personal strike against Canelo.
But turns out, I'm not the only one who thinks Canelo is an arrogant piece of shit. Turkey al-Sheikh recently revealed that Canelo refused to meet with him in person and isn't entertaining any deals to be done with him. Why? Because he's outpriced himself so much that the Saudis don't even want to deal with him. And it's all because he will do anything not to fight David Benavidez. Look, Turkey is trying to make the best fights that everybody wants to see. And Canelo continues to take the fights that nobody wants to see. Canelo, you're really making the wrong enemies. But you know what?
And then secondly, there's been some social media speculation, we'll say, about when this fight is going to take place. So when will it be?
Who's asking about the time and the place? Can you be specific?
Alvarez's entire legacy. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss our upcoming uploads. And be sure to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned and we'll see you in the next one.